Hey, welcome back everybody to more MSQ playthrough in Dawntrail. About halfway through, we're gonna go ahead and pop into it. Tuliolal just got attacked by some weird purple stuff that are from apparently the Golden City. Zoral Ja killed Papa, aka the old Dawn servant, and kind of picking up the pieces here. So let's go ahead and talk to Alice. I found all those I could find and seen them delivered into the Landsguard's care. As many casualties as there are, it would have been worse if the Landsguard hadn't fought as bravely as they did, and if Zoral Ja actually meant to harm the people. I mean, look around. The buildings are hardly damaged. I suspect his aim was more to incite fear, to show that he could strike whenever he pleases. But we can discuss that later. How is Lamachi? Even after what happened to her father, she's trying so hard to fulfill her duty to the people. Still, everyone has their limits. She needs rest, and soon. Someone mentioned seeing her head towards the shore. Perhaps she's gone to the Gornatrick Gleamsense.
Steady now. I've brought you medicine. Drink.
There you are, Lamachi. I was beginning to...
Come on. Come on. Take it. Please.
Lamachi. Lamachi!
How could I?
Look at me, Lamachi. You need rest. You and him both. I will tend to this soul.
But my people... I have to help them.
The Landsguard have matters well in hand. Trust in them. If there's another attack, your people will need you to protect them. They'll need you to be sharp. So please rest. Consider it your duty.
I stood before them all. Said that we'd build a nation where everyone knows happiness. So much for that promise. What good is a vow of resolve who cannot save her people?
We'll handle this together.
You'll stick with me. Thank you. My head's a little clearer now. I need to concentrate on what I can do, rather than what I can't. We've dealt with unfriendly factions before. From Yokhui still longing for conquest, to adherents of blessed siblings, people who are unwilling to listen. Even so, I believe that by learning about one another and engaging in good faith, we could peacefully settle our differences. And we did. My brother is different. There will be no reasoning with him. He killed our people, our father. He'll stop at nothing to achieve his goal. What's more, he has power. The power to destroy the peace we've worked so hard to preserve. If I'm to protect that peace, then I must fight. I must confront Zorolja and kill him.
I'm fine. Just needed a moment to settle my nerves. Thank you for being there for me, and for urging me on despite all my sulking. Sitting around complaining isn't very leader-like, is it? So much has happened so quickly. I struggle to make sense of it all. The strange soldiers, those floating ships, the new powers Zoralja commands. Given everything he's done and still intends to do, I know I can't afford to run headlong into battle. Not this time. I cannot let this terrible pain in my heart lead me astray, but I will make it my strength. The strength to do what I must. Right, I'm heading back to the palace. I need to talk strategy with Kona. Could you and the others join us in a while? After we decide to proceed, I want you all to be aware of it. Oh, and could you tell Alice I'll be alright? She's probably at Bayside Bevy. Oh, you're back. By that I take it to mean Lamachi is feeling better. She needs to be strong for the people of Turao, I understand that, but she doesn't have to do it alone. So if she intends to fight, then we fight. Together. That said, I wish I knew exactly what we were up against. Alright, we got some pants. It's clearly not a person, but it doesn't look like any automatron or magitech weapon I've seen. As far and wide as you've traveled, though, perhaps you've encountered something similar before. Would you mind taking a closer look? May yield some clues as to Zoralja's new powers. Let's see, there's the helmet. In place of where eyes or a mouth might be, you see a strange sigil on the front of this helm. There's the corpse itself. From a distance it appeared to be simple armor, but upon closer inspection its construction is quite intricate. The material from which it is made is unclear, and you see no signs of a power source. Weapon. The general shape of this weapon resembles a gun, but its construction suggests it's far more advanced than anything you've seen before. So, what do you think? It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Indeed. While it resembles a person, it has features that make it uncanny. The lack of a face not least of all. Did you see any sign of a power source? So it probably doesn't run on ceruleum or any other conventional fuels. I tried channeling Aether into it earlier, but there was no response. That would seem to rule out it out as an arcane entity. It's completely lifeless now. Far cry from the unstoppable enemy it was in battle. Even the material it's made of is a mystery. Rather than a metal, it's more akin to stone. Wait, haven't we seen this somewhere recently? We have, in the Sky Deep Cenote. That's right, the glowing stone used in the chamber with the gate to the Golden City. And while the soldiers are a different color, the warships are the same black as the stone of the gate itself. There has to be a connection. Let's share our observations with the others when we gather at Sunperch. The sooner we get to the bottom of this mystery, the better. Looks like everyone is here already.
Thank you for coming, everyone. And thank you for taking charge in the relief effort. We would have fared far worse without you.
Someone had to do it, that's all. Come, let's take stock.
In terms of casualties, at least 50 died in the attack. And many times that number are wounded. All available healers are seen to their care. Structural damage at least is limited, so essential business can be conducted without issue. That said, the people are understandably shaken. We must assuage their fears and begin working to restore things to normal as quickly as possible.
Now, the most confounding mystery remains our enemy. And their mechanical soldiers created with technology that surpasses anything I've ever seen. What is their nature? And how did Zoralja manage to bring them under his command? Such things remain unknown.
They emerged from the dome encasing Yasolani. We're quite certain of that much.
Speaking of the dome, we have some theories, I'm told?
Indeed. I would like to call upon some helpers to join the discussion. May I invite them here?
Rianje and Thancred?
It's me. Permission has been granted. You can come in.
Greetings, everyone.
Grahatia? Who's behind Kittenram? Ishtolda? I was literally thinking to myself the other day, where the heck are they in this expansion? It's about time.
Raha! Y'shtola!
After that long voyage, I had hoped that we might be afforded a moment's rest. But I gather circumstances are quite dire.
All is well in the Annex, never fear. I've already dealt with the most pressing matters, and others hold the fort in my absence.
Following the changing of Dawn servants, Gulul Jar Jar spoke about the Golden City to his two successors.
Guys, smell gas. I'll be right back. Well, I'll see you in a sec. Okay, not sure what that was.
Thanks to Wuglamart, I was allowed to attend that meeting. What I heard led me to conclude that this was a matter for the students. Thus did I call upon our comrades who possess the requisite expertise. It was actually after that the dome manifested. But, based on what we know, I have reason to believe that it is connected to the Golden City.
While we're eager to help, we have limited familiarity with the situation. Might we trouble you to explain from the beginning?
As you know, it was a letter I found tucked away in the Baldessian Annex that brought me to Tural. A letter from the Dawn servant, addressed to my grandfather, sent some 20 years ago.
The request to investigate the City of Gold.
Indeed. The strange thing is, there was mention of neither Tural nor the city in our records. Hoping to learn the truth of my grandfather's mission, what he did and saw, I volunteered to help in the rite of succession. At the end of which, I was able to hear the tale from Gulul Jar Jar. Like us, my grandfather went to the deepest chamber of the Sky Deep Cenote. And, like us, he saw the gate to the Golden City.
Is that what you required our help with? This gate?
It was. You see, the gate was opened once in the past. And
it led to another reflection.
Oh, shit. We're going to another reflection?
I can take the story from here. Considering my part in these affairs, I reckon maybe I'm best equipped to speak on the matter. I was there too, you see. In those ruins, together with Galuf and Gulul Jar Jar. And what I saw that day, I'll never forget.
Echo time! Another reflection. Wonder which one this is. Not what Galuf I thought he would look like.
I cannot help but wonder if the structures in this part of the ruins were built by a completely different civilization.
It was over 1,000 years ago that the giants mined here. Their records make no mention of glowing stones.
Why does Kedin Ram look so different?
It harbors high concentrations of ether, and on the surface are what appear to be arcane patterns. They aren't Allegan, or Mahi, or Nemean. If anything, they put me in mind of the calculations of the South Sea Islanders, but even then...
Seven hells! What did you do?
Nothing.
An earthquake?
None of this has ever happened before.
A void gate? Nay, this is different.
Who the heck is this kid? What the hell's going on? It can't be Wook. It's not Wook Lamont. Was this the kid that Galuf was holding? Does that make Kryl? Is Kryl not from here? Just gonna give her to Galuf.
Baby? Now hold on. Why would you?
Now what's this?
What is this? Who are you?
Are those her birth parents? Kryle's not from here.
Though it never opened again, Galuf continued to study the gate for years after that, hoping to learn something of value. All he could conclude was that it was built with unknown technology, and that it led to another world, one apart from the Void. We'd assumed the ruins themselves were the Golden City, only to discover that the real prize actually lay beyond the gate, and beyond our reach. Couldn't make head nor tail of the artifact either. As it had similar properties to the black stone in the ruins, we were convinced it was important. So Galul Jaja took it to the palace for safekeeping. Galuf, meanwhile, took the baby with him back to Shore.
Oh my god.
And raised her as his own.
Oh my god.
Then the child was...
Oh my god.
appearing inside the letter to my grandfather. It was apparently found amongst my swaddling clothes.
If this is true, then it means that you hail from another reflection.
So it would seem. I still struggle to take it all in myself. Looking back, Grandfather was always quick to seek distractions whenever I broached the subject. But never would I have guessed anything like this. But enough about me. We have more pressing matters.
The forces that assailed Tuliolo. You suspect they are somehow connected to the Golden City?
Thinking back on it, the soldiers looked like they could have been made from the same black stone.
And leading them was Zeralja. His involvement also lends weight to the theory. On the day of the succession ceremony, a bandit took me unawares and knocked me out. When I came to, I found my home turned upside down, with a few particular items missing. Namely the keystones I was entrusted with, for my role as Watcher of the Gate.
The bandit? You believe that it was...
I only got a glimpse of him, but I was a blue-scaled Hubigo. I know of no other.
The artifact stored at the palace was also stolen. The thief struck during the ceremony, and the guard was spread thin.
So our assumption is Zeralja somehow opened that gate to another reflection, where he acquired advanced technology and his mechanical army.
It fits. And if he did, then it's also likely that the dome is a product of this unknown reflection.
Hold on. We've been going on and on about the reflections, but what of my home? What's become of it?
We're going to find out. This looks like a job for the Scions of the 7th Dawn.
Indeed. Where it concerns other realities, I dare say the Scions are best suited to tackle the task.
You can say that again. We've been to the literal edge of existence. Some mysterious giant dome shouldn't scare us.
As you know, our order has ostensibly disbanded. We'd thank you to be discreet about our unofficial reunion.
Worry not. We'll spare no effort to get to the bottom of this. And with our hero eager to help, you can be confident of the results.
I'm coming with you. If that's where my brother is, then that's where I must go. I can't say I understand everything you're discussing, but I know what I have to do. I have to put a stop to Zeralja and restore the people's happiness.
Suffice it to say, I share Lamachi's desire to join you. However, under these circumstances, it would be unwise for both vows to be absent from the city.
Right.
As such, I shall remain in Tuliolal. Come what may, I will protect our nation. So go forth, sister, and do what you must.
Thank you.
It may be prudent for us to likewise divide our forces. While one group ventures into the dome, the other keeps guard without.
Agreed. There's something I wish to investigate out here, so I will remain.
I as well. The enemy's warships still loom overhead, and I would see that we're prepared for the worst.
I wish to go to the dome. As a student, I have an obligation to investigate this potential threat to the world. But I'd be lying if I said I'm not deathly curious about my origins. If there's aught to be learned, then I want to learn it.
In that case, please let me come too. I have to see what's become of my home. I may not be a fighter, but I know those lands like the back of my hand. I can guide you.
If you hadn't offered, I would have asked. We're counting on you.
I'm not one for waiting around, so if it's all the same to you, I'll join the dome crew.
You should accompany them, Graha. I expect your knowledge and experience will be useful. In the meantime, I intend to learn what I can about the gate, and will keep you apprised of my findings. Pray do the same.
Assuming communication is possible from inside the dome, we'll maintain contact and share any developments.
It seems our teams are assembled. A fine roster, I think.
Looks good to me. We'll find a way to deal with the threat. For the sake of Tural.
It's truly heartening to have you at our side for this. Thank you, everyone. Now, before we set off, there's one thing I need to do. The people are still shaken by the attack, and I'd like to reassure them as best I can.
I know what I have to do now. I know we're in a hurry to set off, but before we do, I need to address my people. The peace we swore to uphold has been shattered. They need to understand what's happened and how we intend to fix it. So I want to call an assembly at the Winged Walk and assure them that all will be well. But as shaken as they are, I don't know how many will come. It's those who are most distressed that truly need to hear your words. If you like, I shall seek out such souls and encourage them to attend. I'll help too. This is an important step in the city's recovery. Care to join us, Mask? While you handle that, Arenville and I will see to provisions for the expedition. Thank you. I'll go ahead and have the Lance Guard announce the address. People must first know there's going to be one before they can decide whether or not they want to hear it. If you could see to the Resplendent Quarter and Bayside Bevy, LSA and I will split the rest of the city between us. If Tuliolal falls to the enemy, what will happen to us? To our homes, our farms? Everything we've worked so hard to build. Lives and communities and histories, all reduced to ash by these merciless villains. I heard Val Wuklamat is planning to address the people, but what's the point? What can she and her brother possibly have to say? Really? The Dawn servants have a plan already? They've lost so much, yet they're prepared to carry on. Standing around worrying about what's to come will change nothing. It'd be a lie to say I'm hopeful for the future, but I will go hear what they intend to do. It's not safe here. Not anymore. I could try to leave Tural, but where else is there to go? You look like the well-traveled sort. Please, I can't stay here, but I fear nowhere in Tural is beyond the enemy's reach. What if the land's across the salt? I know. Even if I ran, I'd know I'd regret it in the end. I love Tural. This is my home, and I know the Dawn servants would give their lives to defend her. I will put my faith in them and listen to what they have to say. Checking on everyone, are you? The city's definitely seen better days, but we can only spare so much time for mourning. Only by looking to the future can we overcome this crisis. It will need all our help to do the part. I have no doubt Val Wulgamot and Val Kona will share similar sentiments at their address. Oh, I gotta find one more person in this frickin'... Please leave me be. My father is gone. Leave me to mourn. Jaja is slain. And yet Val Wulgamot and Val Kona still fight for our nation. For us. Very well. If they would speak, the least I can do is listen. Whatever it is, I don't have time. I have to finish repairing this cart. There's only so much I can carry on my back. When those hollow devils come again, I need to be ready. Val Wulgamot and Val Kona mean well, but they're young and inexperienced. They can barely look after themselves. If we're to survive, I do not know if we can count on them. They're going to strike back at the enemy, so they're resolved to face this. Maybe it is too early to be thinking of running. Alright, I'll go and hear their address. I need to stock up food and medicine, as much as I can. What else is there? Can't afford to forget anything. Sorry, sir, but I'm busy. Too much to do in little time. There's no telling when the stone men will return. I have to get out of here and find somewhere safe. Wulgamot wants to speak to us. Perhaps she has a plan then. I suppose there's no harm in hearing what she has to say. Yeah, cleaning up is tiring work. I've been busy helping as well, I'm guessing. Right now it's tough for everyone, but Tuliola won't succumb to this. With the new Dawn servants to protect and lead us, we'll get through it together. Can't leave now. What if the soldiers come back? And what are those strange machines looming overhead? I have so many questions. I see. It would put my mind at ease to learn something, anything of the least threat we face. Alright then, I'll go to the Winged Walk. Thank you. I feel better already and likely better still once I hear what the Dawn servants have to say. It looks like you've brought quite a few people. Thank you. Alice had actually returned ahead of you, but upon hearing that you were still out there, she decided she was unsatisfied with her own efforts and left again. My apologies for involving you all in Turali affairs. We are simply helping dear friends in need. Having traveled the lands of Tural, sharing in the rich cultures of your people, I could see it no other way. What's more, Zeralja and his army pose a threat not only to Tural, but to the star as a whole. We will stand with you to protect what you hold dear. Thank you. I don't expect you've had much, if any, rest. How are you holding up? I'm fine, thanks to a little encouragement from MSQ. You needn't worry about me either. Whatever weariness I feel is no match for my desire to protect my people. We will restore peace to the nation and preserve our father's legacy. And it begins by speaking to the people from our hearts. Right. We need to see a few things first, but feel free to go ahead to the plaza and wait. Their father raised them well. As he did.
Namachi, are you all right?
Yes, don't worry. I'm ready for it. The fear, and sadness, and anger. Everything.
I am the reason to your resolve. But more than that, I am your brother. You needn't bear this burden alone. Remember this.
As you likely already know, my father, our former Dawn servant, lost his life in the recent attack. He challenged the enemy leader to a duel and fought with skill and valor, and for a moment we believed he had won. But wielding an unknown power, his foe returned from death and struck him down. I could only watch as this happened. I could not tarnish my father's honor by interfering. Many of you have suffered terribly. You've taken wounds. You've lost friends and family. As vow of resolve, I failed in my duty to protect you. Words can't express the shame and regret I feel. And as much as it pains me to reveal this, the enemy leader was none other than my brother Zoralsha.
Zoralsha? It's true! I saw him!
We believe he staged the attack from Yasulani, which has been encased within a mysterious dome. I know that you're concerned for your loved ones there as well. But mark my words, I won't let Zorolja torment us any further. Our father gave his life to protect our nation, and I'm prepared to do the same.
You say that, but those metal monstrosities are still up there in the sky. What are you going to do about them?
The enemy is still on our doorstep, and waiting for them to strike again accomplishes nothing. That's why we're going to strike first. We are going to take the battle straight to Zorolja and put an end to it all.
And while my sister sallies forth, I will take charge of the city's defenses. Not another soul will come to harm. We swear to you.
Like our father before us, we will lead with resolve and reason to restore peace to our nation. So please, have patience and faith.
So the resolve goes on the attack, while reason shores up the defenses. Sounds like a fine plan. Needless to say, you can count on my sword. Dural's my home, and I'll do my part for it. Hear, hear, brother. That makes two of us. Or was that two of we? Never mind that. What of the rest of you? Will you let others do the work? Or will you do your part and fight?
We fight! We fight! We're Tuliolans because we're united! We'll stand with you and weather this storm!
He's right. This is our nation, and it falls to us to protect it.
We'll fight too! For Tuliolal!
Me too! Me too!
We're all together in this!
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
We've already learned much about our foe, and we will continue to learn more. In time, we will have the means to make their warships fall from the sky. When we join hands with our countrymen and our allies from afar, we're stronger than we dare to hope. Together, let us show the enemy the might of Tuliolal.
You are the beating heart of our nation, each and every one of you. Uncertain days lie ahead, but for now, I ask you to persevere, to go about your lives as you always do. Only then can we ensure we have the resources to see our nation through these trials. And when the time comes, we will strike. Tuliyola will not fall. We will prevail, and peace and happiness will be ours again.
Listening to Uklamat and Kona, I was reminded of my time in the First. While the Exarch was no king, I often found myself speaking before the people of the Crystarium in like manner, and through their deeds they answered me. People of Tural too will rise to occasion, this I can tell. We got some shoes. We got some boots, which is good because our feet are bare and are just out willy-nilly. There we go, that's much better. Well, the hour of departure is at hand. Those of us remaining here shall accompany your part of the way. I, for one, would like to see the dome firsthand. We set forth as soon as everyone is ready. I will inform Uklamat that... There you all are! Alamachi! We were just planning to call on you. Are you ready to leave? I am. Seeing the people come together as one, knowing they haven't given up hope, was all the encouragement I could ask for. Right then, let's get going. We leave from the Dawntrail Skygate. And what a perfect sort of way to encapsulate this block of recording that we have. That's going to do it for this one, guys. We'll make our way towards Yasulani? I believe it's called Yasulani. Yeah. And to the Skygate and the bridge and everything. We'll see you in the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe, and take care.